Hello, my earth angels. Welcome back for another lesson. Thank you for joining me today. My name is Taylor, if this is your first time here, and we are going to jump right in. Today's lesson is that sometimes you have to step away to quiet the noise. What do I mean by that? I'm so glad you asked. When we are in close quarters with people, it's very easy to adopt the same beliefs or start walking the same path they're walking in. So if you are next to somebody or in close proximity to someone that they just insist on living their life a certain way and it's not fruitful, if you don't remove yourself from bad company or company that's not willing to expand their life or do better in their life, you are more likely to follow in the same path. You're not going to do something different if the company you keep is all doing the same thing. And it's very easy to get comfortable in these types of relationships. These are the friends you've known since elementary school, middle school, high school. This is the family, your cousins, your aunt, your uncle that you've been around your whole life. Birds of a feather flock together. So if you're around a bunch of people that have this unspoken belief of how life goes, what rules should be followed, you are likely to fall in that trap and just align with what the status quo is, because they're not seeking something different. They're not trying to do anything different. They're quite comfortable in what they have going on. And if you stay in an environment like that, you are going to conform to that belief. But if you have even an inkling that there should be a difference, you're gonna have to remove yourself from that environment. Not saying indefinitely, but long enough to get your mind right and to quiet the noise of everyone else. Let's give another example. If your social media feed is just full of like people from high school and like family friends and stuff, and everyone kind of posts the same type of thing, everyone's living the same type of life, you're likely to conform to what you see. You're likely to keep doing what you're seeing. You have to expand your mind to seek a different thing. You have to distance yourself from what the status quo is so that you can take in new beliefs, so that you know that they're possible. Like for me, this is all by God's design, I promise you. I had no clue years later I'd be on the internet talking about this, but I've seen how the Lord has always kept me apart from people that I thought I really wanted to be close to. I've always been apart. I've always been in new environments. I've always been the new person, which forced me a lot to be by myself. And I think it's because I've changed environments so many times. I had to be the new girl so many times that I got very comfortable being by myself. And I think because I had exposure to so many different environments, I never conformed to what everyone in that environment was doing, because I had my own set of beliefs. I had been exposed to way too many things to conform to the beliefs of people that had only been in that environment. Just to give an example. So like, growing up in grade school, I was in one school district, and I really wanted to stay in that school district. Like that's where I met all my friends, or so thought, because I really don't have too many friends from my childhood. Like I have a very small group of friends, people that I would actually consider friends. Very small, less than 10, probably less than 5 if I'm being frank. I thought it just seemed like everyone had a friend, everyone was in a friend group, a clique, and I yearned to be a part of these groups so bad, but I was always on the outside. Because of where I lived, I wasn't able to just hang out with that group of friends. Like, I would see them at school, and then after school, a lot of them would hang out. They're sharing memories, they're creating memories together. I was off in a different place all by myself. And then even the environment I was in, I very much still felt alone because I just always kind of felt out of place, right? And then I go to high school, I'm in a completely new school district, I'm the new person. I spent a lot of time alone. I didn't really know a lot of people. I came to make a few friends, but I never had that many friends. I knew a lot of people. I would not say I had a lot of friends. I spent a lot of time alone. Then I went to college, and what everyone was doing, I wanted to be a part of that so bad, but something in me just could not relate to what I yearned to be a part of. Something in me was just always different. So I couldn't conform, and I think this was by God's design, because if I would have conformed, I would have taken a completely different path in life. Leaving college. I leave college, I went and joined the military. Completely new group of people. This time, these people are from all over the country. I'm in a completely new environment. And then in the military, I switched environments a few times because I had to go to different training groups. So I was constantly going to places by myself. I was constantly alone in new environments. So that left me to spend a lot of time by myself. A lot of time. And I used to be very sad about that because I was yearning for a group, a clique, a companion, something like that. But what used to be my pain, the Lord has turned into my superpower, because I have a mind of my own, completely independent of group thinking. And I see it in my fruit because I live a different life than a lot of people that I've encountered. Not to say there's anything wrong with the lives they're living. I just know I found my lane, and I'm so comfortable in my lane that I know if I would have conformed to any other type of life, I would have always felt like I was outside of my body. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. We'll keep it going. I left the military. I came back home. I had to find a job because I had bought a car, and that car said I needed to make my payments. I ended up finding a job when I got home. Hated that job, but I was very much alone in my job because I was around a bunch of people, and I would just listen to the things they would speak about, and I was like, can't relate. This isn't anything I want to be a part of. So I would often retreat into solitude. Left that job, went to another job. At that job, I was forced to be by myself again because a lot of people didn't like me. I think it was honestly like envy, jealousy, or something. Because it's not like I did something to them, but it's like I wanted to make connections with people that just did not want to make connections with me. So that forced me to be by myself yet again. Then I left that environment and went to a completely new environment where now I'm around more people, new people. And again, I'm finding that my mindset and their mindset does not match. So I'm not naturally hanging out with these people. And I was in a completely different city. So now I'm far away from family. I'm far away from the friends I've made in all these other environments. Like I am truly by myself. And there's another part of that story, but we'll get into that some other time. But long story short, even in this environment, I found myself alone. I had to do a lot of thinking by myself. And I say all that to say, because I know somebody might be thinking, wow, if you went in all these places and you kept having the same result, maybe you're the problem. Maybe so, but I do know, I think it was by God's design that every place I went, I was never able to conform to what everybody else was doing. It allowed me to think on my own. It allowed me to figure out what I truly like, what I truly value, what I want to talk about, the conversations that I feel like are worthy of saying out loud. I just really learned how to have my own beliefs, how to have my own mindset, how to think for myself. That is such an invaluable lesson that I did not know the Lord was preparing me for. All throughout my life, I just always felt like I'm always the odd man out. I'm always separated from the bunch. I just always felt alone. And now I feel like growing up, I had that pain of always feeling like I was alone. And now in my older age, I feel the benefit of that because I just look on social media and see what other people are into. And I genuinely just don't think it's fruitful. And when I look at my life, I feel like I am doing things that are fruitful. I feel like I have a very healthy mind. And I think I have a very healthy mind because I take the time to separate from what the world is doing, and I figure out what's important to me, what I think is fruitful, what I think would honor the Lord. And that has cultivated such a healthy mind for me, a mind that's free of societal pressures. Because I had to be the new person in so many different environments, I saw so many different ways of life that I learned early on what works for one group of people is not going to work for another group of people. Sorry, my camera died. But yeah, I learned early on that what is normal to one group of people is not normal to another group of people. I just learned early on that there are differences in what people accept depending on what environment you go to, right? So because I had that experience and that insight, I was like, well, what works with this group, with set A group, it doesn't work with set C group. And what works for set C group doesn't work for set F group. And because I learned that, I never felt the need to conform to how whatever environment I was in, how they were performing, because I knew that, yeah, that could work here, but it's not going to work there. So if it depends on what environment I'm in, what's going to work, I just decided early on, I don't care what's going to work. I don't care what works for any environment. I want to figure out what works for me. What can I live with? What can I be consistent with? And learning that lesson, I'm grateful for that lesson. The pain of my childhood of always feeling different, always feeling odd, always feeling left out, always feeling like I was the different one has really become my superpower at this age, because I feel like my mind is so strong and I am so confident in who I am. And I really can't say a lot of people feel confident in who they are. I learned how to be confident in who I was because I learned how to spend time with myself and figure out, what do I believe? What guides my movements? What guides my life, my morals? What do I believe in for myself? And having that experience, would not trade it for the world. I am so grateful to be able to sit here and share with you that I think you have to spend time alone to figure out, what do you believe outside of all the noise of the world? The world is constantly feeding you different beliefs, different limitations, telling you what you can't do, what you should do, what life's supposed to be like. If you drown all that out and you spend time just trying to figure out, outside of all of the societal pressure, what you genuinely believe in on your own, you get closer to who you are at your core. And then you're able to live your life, and you're able to live your life in a way that, Riley, you're able to live your life in a way that is pleasing to you, because you have to live your life for you, not for everyone else. So don't spend your life trying to please all the people in your environment, because guess what? You spend your life trying to please everyone in your current environment, and then for some reason you end up in a different environment and realize the way you've been living doesn't work for that group. You're gonna feel so lost. But if you are in one group and you say, I don't care what y'all got going on, this is who I am, and you can be consistent when you go to this group, it doesn't matter who likes you. You being authentic and you sharing what you genuinely believe in will always connect you to like-minded people. And it will wash away all the people that don't agree with your mindset, which will in turn save you peace. Well, not save you peace, save you distress, save you emotional turmoil, save you from disagreements that are unnecessary. Sometimes you have to leave it as, all right, you think that and I think this. I guess we just don't mesh, and that's okay, because there's 8 billion people in the world. I'm sure I'm gonna mesh with someone and we're not gonna have this strife. Okay, I'm gonna take a moment to talk about what Bible verse supports what I'm saying. Join me in John chapter 6, verse 15. Therefore, when Jesus realized that they were about to come and take him by force to make him king, he withdrew again to the mountain by himself. Why did I pick that verse for what I'm talking about? I picked that verse because Jesus himself would put himself in solitude. Whatever everyone thought he should be doing, whatever pressure other people were putting on him, whatever obligations people were throwing on him, whatever lifestyle people were trying to make him conform to. Jesus said, I know my mission. I know what I'm supposed to focus on. I know what my eyes should be fixed on. I'm just going to get up out of here. I'm going to remove myself so I can focus on my mission and drown out the noise. Jesus was not afraid to be by himself. Jesus went into solitude a lot by himself, because when you're by yourself, you can connect with God, and God will tell you who you are and what you should be focused on. And when you focus on God and your mission, there is a bubble of peace that the world cannot penetrate. Because if God tells you you need to be eating bananas, but the world keeps shoving a burger in your face, you'll soon learn that eating all those burgers does not make you feel good. But as soon as you start eating the bananas, you're like, hold on, I got energy. I got potassium in my body. I don't know, I'm feeling good. When you follow what the Lord is trying to instruct you to do and you drown out the noise, you release yourself from pressures, you release yourself from obligations, and you release yourself from distractions too. The world is such a big distraction. If you ever had an idea that maybe you should start a business, but you're around a bunch of people that have literally never done that in their life, they're going to put all their doubts and limitations on you. And if you are in an environment where your mental strength isn't up enough to stand firm in what you know you should be doing, you're going to conform to what everyone around you is doing. And you're always going to have that regret that, man, what if I really would have executed what I was thinking? Your life can look so different. You have to withdraw to solitude to get your mind so strong that once you figure out what your mission is, you can focus on the mission. And you are not focused on distractions. You're not focused on distractions that are trying to tell you, oh, well, you should be. Did you see this TikTok video? Did you see this reel? Why didn't you watch my story? Like, you draw all that distraction out. Like, no, I wasn't able to watch your story because I was busy focusing on my mission. I was busy focusing on what the Lord told me I needed to do. And you can have confidence in what your assignment is when you know it comes from the Lord. You can have confidence when you have tunnel vision on a direction that's going to make your life better. Watching everyone live their life on social media, go to the club and drink a whole bottle of alcohol every weekend, that is not helping your life. Watching that, it's not fruitful for them. It's not fruitful for you. You have to, if you are going to be looking on social media, look at things that inspire you. If you had an idea that you wanted to, I don't know, do whatever, say you had an idea that you wanted to become a baker. Your dream, your passion is baking things and decorating them all nice, but no one in your life does that. So they would place all this doubt and limitations on you because they know they couldn't do it. So they think you shouldn't do it. If you spend your time scrolling on social media, looking at people doing everything but baking, that's where your mind is. You're distracted and focused on that. Whereas if you curate your timeline and you're following a bunch of bakers, you're going to be inspired every time you look down that timeline. And it's only for so long that you can keep swiping, watching other people live the dream you want to live before you take action. You're not going to be able to do that for too long. So curate your timeline so that it's something that inspires you and makes you want to focus on what you're supposed to do. It's something that gives you life and gives you that motivation to say, if they can do that, I can do that too. And spend time by yourself to get so clear on what you're supposed to do that even when it looks grim, you know, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Hey, I spend so much time by myself that my mind is just going a million miles a minute. And I know I started doing a lot of new things at the same time that people that actually know me in this life, I know they've been watching my social media and they just be like, all right, she's doing something else. I mean, I guess. Like, me starting this YouTube channel, me constantly making videos on TikTok, me starting my Substack, me starting my Etsy shop. I don't know anyone doing the things I'm doing. And them watching me do this, it might be a little cringe. It might be a little cringe for them, but for me, I see it too clearly. I see my dream life and I see the steps to get there too clearly for me to stop because of what other people think about what I'm doing. The way I see it, if they don't like what I'm doing, they can unfollow me. It's not going to take no dollars out of my bank account. It is not going to affect my energy. These are people, you have to also think about it. How many of these people on social media do you actually talk to, have real conversations with? How many of them do you actually see regularly to care about what they think? You have to drown out all that noise. All that noise is distracting you from your calling. And I promise you, once you set your sights, once you identify your calling, your God-given calling, because if you try to make up your own calling, it's going to be very hard. It's going to be very hard. And that's a testament. That is a very big indicator of something that's really not for you if it's hard. The things I'm doing, these new things I'm doing, they have not been hard. They take my energy. I'm tired. Like, I feel tired, but everything I'm doing is pretty easy. It's coming pretty naturally, which tells me I'm going in the right direction. Whereas everything I tried to do up until this point, me following the world, me trying to build a career in the corporate industry, it's been hard. It's been so hard. It feels so heavy. It's not fun. I don't enjoy it. Just thinking about it fatigues me. But this feels light. It feels so light that after spending 40 hours a week at work and draining my energy, I still somehow have the energy to come home and turn this camera on, come home, open my Etsy shop and create something. I still have the energy to do it. It's light, it's easy, it's inspirational. It gives me hope. It gives me optimism. It feels right. It feels right. And it feels so right. And I see the vision so clearly that it's very easy for me to drown out the noise. I don't care what nobody says to me, because none of them are making and breaking my life. But the good Lord that called me to do what I'm doing, he has the power to destroy my body and soul. The world can only destroy my body. So I'm going to rock with the one that can destroy both my body and soul if I don't listen to him. As for me and my house, we serve the Lord, okay? Well, I said a lot. I hope that wasn't too off-putting, but it needed to be said. You needed to hear it. I hope this was the encouragement you needed to drown out all that noise, all that stagnant noise that lives around you, and go follow your dreams. Go do what you were supposed to do, and drown out all that noise and figure out what you believe. What do you believe when you're by yourself? What do your morals guide you to? Are you a believer? If you're a believer, this good book has all the answers. This good book has all the answers. And there's so many resources in this world that you can figure out what this good book is telling you. This is a manual on life, and I'm so grateful to be tapped into it now. I wish I got tapped into it earlier. It would have saved me a lot of struggles. But I do believe everything happens for a reason, and God uses everything. So just if you're seeing this video now, don't think that your life has been wasted. Just choose that from this day forward, you're going to do a new thing. You're going to do something different. You're going to tap in with the Lord and see where he's guiding you. Because I promise you, it's going to be a much lighter load. I promise. Speaking from experience. I hope you enjoyed today's message. Check out the other ones if you haven't. And I will see you here again tomorrow for another lesson. Good night. I know you need a calendar for 2026. And I'm going to tell you why you should buy mine. I know you want to grow your life. I know you want to grow your walk with the Lord. I know you want to become a better you. This calendar is geared towards all of those goals I know you have. In this calendar, I have a Proverbs verse at the top of each month, related affirmations that apply to the Proverbs verse, and a reflection question aimed to gear your inner growth. It's also accompanied by a picture that I took myself by the grace of God. I have a hot girl dog, and we would go on hot girl walks, and I would take pictures all the time. And then one day the Lord said, go ahead and put it in the calendar. So I went ahead and put it in the calendar, and this is it. And I really hope you consider buying it. Like I said, it's really geared towards those that are interested in growing their walk with the Lord, and also just doing some inner healing, inner reflection, and self-development. It's really like a self-improvement motivational type of calendar. So it accompanies It includes it includes a Proverbs verse at the top of each month to help you know what the word says and help guide your decisions throughout the day. But it also gives you affirmations to help you remind yourself that you are made in the Lord's image and you are capable of all of these great things. And then there's a reflection question at the end, because sometimes we have to ask ourselves some hard questions so that we can get to the growth. So there you have it. I hope you're interested, and if you are, you can find the link in my description. I hope to see a purchase from you. Thank you for listening. Bye.